Okay, I wanted to first touch on a question that I get asked a lot is can the three-string necks be used as a four-string neck? And it's kind of a yes and no answer to that question. As it sits right now, I wouldn't suggest using it as a four-string. The reason is because if you look at the thickness here, that's only 3/4 inches thick. And by the time you notch out for your box to recess down in there and be flush with the fingerboard, you're going to lose a little bit of your structure down here, your integrity, so to speak. And if you add another string to it, it's going to cause a lot more tension, which could cause it to crack, bow, or even break. So as the neck sits right now, I wouldn't add an additional tuner to it and turn it into a four-string because of that. Currently, I don't have any four-string necks available, but I've been asked if I sold them quite a bit, so I am thinking about putting a four-string neck available on the website. So you might want to keep checking in if that is something that interests you. Again, let's say if you did order one of these, or if you're making one on your own and you wanted to add that extra strength down here, I have an example of one that I did, kind of give you a better idea of it. As you can see here, I kind of had to add, this is going to be a four-string neck that I'm working on, and I added just an additional 3/4 inch stock down here, glued it onto it, and it definitely gives me my thickness that I need. So this is about the area right in here that will go inside of the box. As you can see right there, I have it recessed. Now this one has a separate fingerboard on it, and the only reason why I put a separate fingerboard is because I wanted the fingerboard to overlap the box lid, so it's actually going to lap over it. So the cigar box lid will actually slide in to this notch right here, and rest at this point, and rest at that point, and then this area right in here has been notched out so that the sound can travel underneath, so that it can resonate throughout the box, just to give it a better sound quality. So if you did want to modify your three-string neck and make it into a four-string with the exception of the additional tuner, really all you would have to do is go to Lowe's or Home Depot and pick up some stock wood for whatever neck that you order. And I sell two different types of necks on the website that I use. This one's red oak, and this one is poplar. I know it doesn't quite look like red oak because I did a different staining technique on it that I'm trying out, but it turned out really good. I'm happy with the looks of it. It just kind of made the wood grain pop out, so it's kind of cool. But again, if you did want to modify it, just if you got a poplar neck, go and pick up some additional pieces of poplar wood, or if you did red oak, same thing, just go and pick up some wood to work with, some red oak. If you're just getting a small piece to do the neck, I would suggest going to Home Depot because you can buy it by the foot there, as opposed to Lowe's where you have to buy the whole entire 6 inch or 6 foot piece. So that's just something to keep in mind. I mean, it's a lot easier to pick up at Home Depot by the foot. So if you're just doing a small add-on project like this, that's definitely a way to go. Also, I was asked another question I wanted to touch on real quick is the headstock. Now this is kind of a standard headstock that I use on the guitars that I sell, and there are ways to modify the headstock. So if you're building one like this, or if you ordered one from the website and you're wanting to do a little something different here with the headstock to kind of break from the traditional look, there are methods that you can use to actually. This one I made to resemble kind of like a Telecaster shape. Again, it still has the angled start joint to it. But I'll be covering later on in the video of how to make a headstock like this, of different shapes and whatnot. And it's really simple. It's not that hard. Again, if you have a neck and it's made of poplar, go to Home Depot or Lowe's, pick up some poplar 3/4 inch by inch and a half, which they call it 2 inch by 1 inch. So really the true measurement of it is 1 and a half by 3/4 of an inch. Piece of stock, and it's really easy to modify. I'll show you later on in the video how to do that as well if you wanted to modify the headstock on it. So again, this neck right here I'm going to be using on the main portion of the build, and again, you just want to take into consideration how much you're going to be notching out. Is the cigar box that you're using, does it have a really thick lid or does it have a thin lid? Again, this modification of adding the thickness here, doesn't necessarily just apply for a four-string guitar. You may have to make that type of modification on the neck depending on the size box that you're using. If it has a really thick lid to it, like here you can kind of, I don't know if you can see that line right there, but let's see if I can pencil it in a little bit better. But this will just kind of give you an idea. If you're making a box that has a thick lid, let's say that thick, and that's how much you're going to be notching out, you're taking a lot from your overall thickness here. So you may have to make this type of modification just to go with the box that you're using. Even though it is a three-string, you're still taking a lot of wood out of here. The only reason why I'm not changing this one is because the box that I'm using on this guitar only has a 1/8 of an inch lid on it. So I'm going to be taking out very little for the box to recess down into there, and then again just another probably a 1/16 of an inch gap just for the sound to resonate through. So I'm not going to be taking a whole lot off of this neck. But if I was doing a box to where, let's see if you had a box with a lid that was that thick, and you might want to reconsider and either use a different box or thicken up your neck down here at the bottom. I would strongly suggest doing that, whether it's on a three-string or four. I mean, a four-string is kind of given. You have to do that because it's just too much stress on the thing. I mean, that's my opinion. That I wouldn't feel comfortable making a four-string guitar out of this. But if I was having to notch out a lot, I would definitely think about again bulking up the end of the neck here.